Mr. Mayor, the mission burns, the zombies are marching, they close on the square, families are cold, look down at their souls, huddled in camps on the old marble steps of City Hall, faith in their God was all that they've got. Across the room, beyond the pain, the whole world is churning, bleeding and burning, hailstorms unrush. The moon is as blood over the soldiers who sag in the mud. Save our city, keep our souls, Lord, through the rapture of this world. Little boy.
You're listening to The Holonet on Mojo 50 Radio. The millennial conservative resistance begins right here, right now.
Boys, girls, children of all ages, the new millennial conservative resistance does indeed begin right here, right now with you. You are listening to, and damn, I hope you're watching the Holonet on the mighty, the powerful, the Mojo sexual. Wait a minute. Mojo 50 Radio. That's right. It is Saturday. It is the 3rd of April in the year of our Lord. Sorry, the 4th of April, year of our Lord, 2020. It's the Roaring 20s. This is the Plague Lands, folks. It is the age of. Wait, I always say it's the Trumpian age. Man, this is the age of the Rona. Coronavirus, like day 18 of the quarantine. I'm gonna pop these off because my hair looks like garbage right now. I just got out of the shower. Because, yeah, you're supposed to, like, shower right when you come home now. Because I'm essential in my 9-to-5 work. So, yeah, man, that means I got to go into work. I'm very, very fortunate to still have a job. I'm very blessed and highly favored for that and for being able to come here tonight and join you wonderful human beings out there. I hope that this broadcast, whether you're watching me on Facebook Live, listening to my voice on iHeart or on Spreaker, anywhere else that wonderful podcasts can be found, I hope this finds you well. And I hope this finds your families and friends well also. Today we come together, my friends. Today, on this auspicious occasion, to talk about authoritarianism. Yes, authoritarianism. Hey, everybody on Facebook, how's my wrist look? Good looking wrist there? Yeah. I gotta get used to like not using my right hand because I changed around how my camera and my mic are. And I hope this looks better and sounds better because I really borked it the last show. I realized that I was playing something that is really, really cool. It is the Stay the F at Home by Ricky Jones. And I think I'm going to play it again at the half just to give you a little encouragement to stay the F at home. But it like duplicated on Spreaker. And so anybody listening on iHeart or on Spreaker or on iTunes or, you know, any of the non-visual feeds, because I've got the Facebook Live, I've got the BitChutes and the YouTubes. Anybody who wasn't watching the video, that sounded like ass. It was terrible. It was this horrific echoing cacophony of crap. And I owe you guys better than that. I didn't catch the error. Guys and gals. My wife had to let me know that I effed up my show. How much does that suck? It's not like, honey, you know, you put the wooden dishes in the dishwasher again. You're not supposed to put a wood spoon in there. It was like, no, honey, you had an absolutely horrible sound error at about 2 minutes in. Damn it! Come on! I mean, how many occasions do you have for your wife to professionally criticize you. Well, if you're like me, it's a lot because my wife is my partner, my best friend in all things. And in all seriousness, she listens to every show. She lets my kids listen to this show, which kind of makes me rethink some of my language. But yeah, she listens to the shows. When I write, she reads what I write before I post it. She's a very, very intelligent and bright woman. I love her very much. She actually is I would say better formally educated than me. She's completed her associate's and her bachelor's degree in English, and this is a highly intelligent and very well-worded woman. She is an excellent writer, and someday I'm going to get her to publish, and then those will be available for sale on theholonet.com, because she married a salesman. All right, enough of the BS and the housekeeping. We got to talk to you about our sponsors. You know who our sponsors are? Well, their sponsors are the people that actually pay for this bullshit. So our current sponsor right now, who is really making a lot of waves over at Mojo50, is preparewithmojo50.com. That's My Patriot Supply. Go to preparewithmojo50.com, and you have two special offers there. You can save up to $100, and it really is selling preparedness, not panic. Preparedness, not panic. I believe it's the 4-week supply is still available. I think the 2-week was sold out for a little while there. They've had orders in place since the 30th of January, and it's first come, first served basis. The best plan is to place a new order right away without delay to reserve your spot in their queue. So if you want to prepare, use those Trump bucks for something responsible. Like I said last week, instead of running out and buying a new gun, because I know you want to. So do I. I really do. I really want a shotgun. Anyway, I don't have one yet. I've got a pistol. I've got, okay. No. I had and can no longer locate a pistol. And rifles and such, but I don't own a shotgun yet. I'd like to own a shotgun someday. But I digress. Do something responsible with your Trump bucks that are coming, and go to My Patriot Supply. You go to preparewithmojo50.com, preparewithmojo50.com, and get these two special offers. Not only are you getting an amazing price for really excellent food, traveler stew, chicken-flavored rice, mac and cheese, long grain white rice, buttermilk pancakes, Southwest savory rice, being a resident of the Southwest, that's necessary. Maple Grove oatmeal, homestyle potato soup. Sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds a lot better than the crap that I stocked my pantry with when I did a crash visit to Costco. I joke. I'm not a big hoarder or a big panic buyer. I got another week's supply of canned goods than I would have ordinarily gotten, just because I knew some shit was coming. It was going to hit the fan. I knew it was. And, I didn't even get caught up in the whole toilet paper thing, because I had bought a big old thing of toilet paper a week before it all went down. Yeah, it's just people are being crazy. People are being stupid. Be prepared, and prepare with mojo50.com. Preparedness, not panic, okay? So, here's some things that, again, you should always prepare and not panic. We need to prepare to defend the concept of the Federalist Republic. Okay? Let me explain. Not enough time to really explain. Let me sum up. In a lot of countries right now, around the world, authoritarianism is taking hold. This is not hyperbole. Okay? I am not overstating this. I know I've done that in the past. I am not overstating this. Multiple sources, multiple outlets reporting that the Prime Minister of Hungary, who in the past, I've agreed with some of the things Viktor Orban has done. I saw this in the news and I went, guys, that ain't good. In just the past few days, autocrats around the world, this is from CNN, using the cover of COVID-19 have reached for shockingly devious powers to take on extraordinary new powers. We're not talking about logical containment steps like the ordering of social distancing. Think power grabs like tightening internet access, expelling foreign journalists for reporting on the coronavirus, and taking down digital content under false pretenses. Okay? This is the Katzenstein playbook. This is never let a good crisis go to waste. Nowhere has the grab for unchecked power been more egregious than in Hungary, they write. And I've, again, read like 10 articles on this. They all say the same thing. Prime Minister Viktor Orban, who once likened immigration to a flu epidemic. He was right about that, though. Gotta give the devil his due. Was already on the European Union's troublemaker list for stacking the courts with his loyalists and introducing legislation that criminalizes helping undocumented migrants with asylum claims, which you're not wrong. Though Orban has rejected accusations of wrongdoing, calling them defamatory, it is clear to most that Hungary's gobsmacking measures warrant a strong response. The European Union needs to drop its standard finger-waving, they say, for raw pitchfork diplomacy. Okay, let's get back to what he actually did, because this is turning very quickly into just a Orban-bashing piece. So we're going to go to the Sunday Times. Actually, no, we'll go to Vice. Which I need to shower again now after this. It looks like Hungary's authoritarian leader just got away with a coronavirus coup. All right, so Orban, on Monday, the Hungarian parliament granted Orban the right to rule by decree. That's bad. The right to rule by decree indefinitely. I know, right? Indefinitely. Okay? That's nuts. Nuts and bolts, okay? I mean, holy crap. I texted a friend about this. I said, dude, you gotta look at Hungary. Viktor Orban just straight up pulled an Emperor Palpatine. I'm not exaggerating. In Star Wars, The Return of the Sith, this is the playbook, man. There's suddenly a huge, gripping emergency that the government needs to address in a big way. We grant the Chancellor emergency powers. That's exactly what happened here, man. I'm trying to pick out which member of parliament was Jar Jar Binks. Let's see here. Raising concerns about the suspension of diplomatic norms in a Central European country of nearly 10 million people. But if the critics of the move were hoping the EU would stand up to Orban's latest authoritarian lurch, they were sorely disappointed. Yeah, you know why? They're all busy dealing with the plague of the 21st effing century. But Hungary published that emergency measures should be limited to what is strictly necessary, should be proportionate and temporary in nature, subject to regular scrutiny, and respect the aforementioned principles and international law obligations. That's a statement from the EU about it. Okay. So Stolheim said the European response was to Orban's power grab, which he described as the coronavirus coup, was pathetic. So Viktor Orban, now in Hungary, right? Keep that in the back of your bacon, okay? Back of your bacon. Back bacon. No. Back burner. Keep it on the back burner for just a second, all right? Hey, I'm tired, man. I've been working a lot. We go to CBS News. President Rodrigo Duterte of the Philippines. You remember this guy? The one who authorized all the extrajudicial killings of drug dealers in the Mindanao province? Yeah, he just straight up ordered his military to shoot people violating quarantine. I didn't think we were there yet, you know? I've seen the zombie movies. You know, I legit saw a police car with Umbrella Corporation who pulled up behind me the other day. It wasn't just and he you know those people, I'm getting off on a tangent here because this is just quick little aside. There are three types of people who drive the Chevrolet Caprice Classics, okay? 3 types. Taxi drivers, cops, and a-holes who get their jollies by creeping up on you, pretending to be a cop, so you get the hell out of the way, and then they fly by you laughing at you. Yeah, a-hole. Anyway. So, Rodrigo Duterte, president of the Philippines. The Philippines is under strict lockdown to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Despite that, many in a Manila slum took to the streets on Wednesday to protest the lack of supplies, arguing they hadn't received any food shipments since the lockdown started 2 weeks ago. The local government refutes those claims and clashed with the protesters, ultimately arresting 20 people who refused to go home. Later that night, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte took to the airwaves with a chilling warning for his citizens. Defy lockdown orders again, and police will shoot you dead. Quote, I will not hesitate. My orders are to the police and military as well as village officials. If there is any trouble or occasions where there's violence and your lives are in danger, shoot them dead, he said in a mix of Filipino and English in the televised address. He said, do not intimidate the government. Do not challenge the government. You will lose. So yeah, there's that. Okay? Now, if you're going to criticize how President Donald J. Trump is handling the United States COVID response, so far, let's just keep score. He hasn't disbanded Congress. He hasn't issued an order to rule by decree indefinitely. And he hasn't straight up ordered the police and military to shoot on sight people who are breaking curfew. Okay? Let's try to keep our eyes on the ball. Jesus. I mean, yes, you can have problems with what President Trump is doing, but he ain't doing that, is he? And yet, you have people out there who are calling for more and more government control. It is the latest movement that some people have begun to term, especially in libertarian circles, tread on me, daddy. And there are so many memes out there that I'm not going to put up. Some of them are very much Japanese animation related, and you can use your imagination to see where that goes. But it features a Gadsden snake who's very, very well endowed, saying, tread on me, daddy. Unpleasant. But there is a piece that came out recently. Not my piece. But, let's see here. Here we go. This is on Yahoo News. It's actually a piece on Politico. That's where I found it. There it is. Is it? Yeah. A Darwinian approach to federalism. Okay, listen to this bull. Yeah, badly timed censors. If you can't fix it, feature it, right? That's one of the 5 rules. We're going to get into that in just a second. First, I want to talk to you about APR Coffee. APR Coffee is the official coffee of Mojo 50. Go on to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Make sure you check it out. You can get $20. $20, same as downtown. That's On the Roof with Doc Thompson, $20, same as downtown. Time for choosing the Reagan. Watson's White Chocolate Caramel. Get the Mojo 50. Get the Ron's Sexual Chocolate. Get Silent Cal's, a 3-pound box, the Calvin Coolidge, because Silent Cal was the greatest American president, I think, of the early 20th century. He was amazing. You can also get Doc Thompson's Bacon Blast and the Dark Chocolate Edition. And I believe Uranus Hurts is somewhere on here. Yes, Doc Thompson's Uranus Hurts. You can grab a pound of that. make sure you support American Pride Roasters Coffee. Fantastic American company. DM at DM. We'll be glad for your business and thankful for your support. Make sure you check them out today. All right. Cool. All right, I got enough time for a full segment here. You know, I'm going to go off the deep end. So I'm going to be a dreadful tease. I'm going to go off the deep end on this Politico piece, the Darwinian approach to federalism. But I'm going to make you wait until after the half for that. In the meanwhile, we were talking about authoritarianism on the rise. Turkmenistan, this according to theblaze.com, Turkmenistan reportedly bans use of the word coronavirus. Say it, and you can be arrested. Turkmenistan president, holy shit, I'm not going to try to say that, am I? Wow, that is, I'd like to buy a vowel? Okay, listen, I'm going to try it. I may sprain something. President Gurbanguli, Gurbanguli. Now here's the winner. Last name, Berdymukhamedov. Berdymukhamedov. Gurbanguli Berdymukhamedov. Okay, if somebody can do this, I'll be impressed. Look it up, okay? Link in the description. Let me know if you can pronounce this shit. President Gurbanguli Berdymukhamedov. All right, I think I got it. Gurbanguli Berdymukhamedov has reportedly banned any use of the word coronavirus, and people who utter the word are likely to be arrested. According to a Tuesday NPR report, holy crap, they used his name again. Berdymukhamedov, I think I got it now. I thought Recep Tayyip Erdogan was a pain in the ass. Okay, who has been in power in Central Asian nations since 2006, banned the use of the word. Cited reports from Reporters Without Borders in the Chronicles of Turkmenistan. Such reports say that Berdymukhamedov, I think I got it now, and his government have forbidden its state-controlled media from using the word. Berdymukhamedov, now they're having fun, has also reportedly removed the word from all written literature. Okay, who wrote this? Sarah Taylor. Sarah, you are a piece of work. You knew somebody was going to read this on air, so you used that name as much as you could, didn't you? All right. Jeanette Cavalier, head of Reporters Without Borders Eastern Europe and Central Asia desk, said this denial of information not only endangers the Turkmenistan citizens, but also reinforces the authoritarianism imposed by President Gurbanguli Berdymukhamedov. We urge the international community to react and take him to task for systemic human rights violations. All right. So he's forbidden the media and people in the country from using that word. Their government insists that the country doesn't have any COVID-19 cases at the time of this writing. I'm going to say it one more time before I go to break. Gurbanguli Berdymukhamedov. Right up there with Ayatollah Khomeini claiming that there are no gays in Iran. Yeah, there aren't any gay people in Iran because you either killed them or they're hiding from you. Take a quick break. You're listening to Holiday Powerful Mojo 50. Stick around. Gurbanguli Berdymukhamedov. Holy crap, that's actually his name. That's his name. All right, Facebook. I'm going on break.
Lord, through the rapture of this world. city, keep our souls, Lord, through the rapture of this world. Save our city, keep our souls, Lord, through the mare's ruined head. The boy steps through the window and cries out from the ledge to the people below. There's a time to play, and there's a time to fight. Anything can be weapon if you're holding it right. Defend what is yours, they will not take our souls. It's time now to rise and fight. Save our city, keep our souls, Lord. Rise now and fight. Civil servant against this tyrant God. I've allied with our King. Salvation he brings, protecting the city against all the troops have been sent from the dead walk again. This is the end. Oh, I'm just a man. My time has come. Lonely King Sirius, may he deliver us from this nightmare. From the blast like the sun, his lips are unwrapped from the barrel of his gun. Save our city, keep our souls, Lord, through the rapture of this world.
You're listening to the Holonet on Mojo 50 Radio. The millennial conservative resistance begins right here, right now.
Mojo Bible Radio. Thank you for sticking in through the break there. Yeah, sticking in. But hey, I did want to tell you real quick before we get back to business about one of our amazing sponsors. And I do mean amazing because they're amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, have you had a constitutional today? If you haven't, I cannot be held responsible for what may or may not happen to your body when you do not have a constitutional. It may be bad for your bunghole and other parts of you. Sorry, I was watching Beavis and Butthead earlier today. Constitutional is a Connecticut Rat Toro, 5.5 inches long. Actually, I think it's 6 inches long. It is a 52 gauge It is a fantastic cigar. It comes to you from Sueño de Torres. Sueño de Torres. You can go to sueñodetorres.com/pages/constitutional. If you find my smiling mug on the page, you're in the right spot. It is a Connecticut Wrapped Toro with Dominican tobacco, hand-rolled fresh to order in Tampa, Florida. The Constitutional delivers a mild smoke with a perfect ash. It's about an hour and a half of aromatic mother freedom. Yes, I said it. A portion of each cigar goes to support the HoloNet. So you can pick up a single for $8.95, 5-pack for $43.75, 10-pack for $89.95. Make it happen today. Go on sueñodetorres.com/pages/constitutional. Order yourself a constitutional and smoke some sweet freedom, ladies and gentlemen. Also, that just so you know, Sueño de Torres is run by the Mojo 50 family member Jennifer Torres out of Tampa Bay, Florida. We miss her greatly. Formerly of That's What She Said. She has gone on to pursue other things in her life, and we hope to see her triumphant return at a later date. But yeah, everybody needs a constitutional, so make that happen. I gotta order some more. I ran out. Jen, how did you let me run out of my brand of cigars? What the hell? God almighty. Anyway, yeah. Oh, by the way, did want to touch on this real quick. The song that I played in the intro, I know it's a little weird. It's not normal for me. And also played at the half. If you were watching on Facebook, you heard pretty much the whole damn thing. You heard a little spit of it at the beginning on iHeart. But check it out on Facebook, YouTube, because I know they're going to copyright bang me for that one. But it's an amazing song. SOB is like 6.5 minutes long. I'm not kidding. It is a ballad from a band called Ludo. Very, very underrated band, in my opinion. Was very popular back in 2008, like right when I got together with my wife. And they put out an album. This album is newer than the original one. But this album is called The Broken Bride, and it is old school. It's amazing. It is like the like the old songs, you know what I mean? Like the 70s classic rock songs where they told a story, and it's insane. I mean, it is really, really crazy. I mean, that particular one we were listening to right there was called Save Our City. That's later on in the ballad, but there's like the Lamb and the Dragon. There's several parts to this. I'll play okay, it's not going to take me the whole half to talk about this, so you know what, I'm going to play it. This is called, this is part 1, The Broken Bride. I'm going to get copyright killed anyway this episode, so here we go. So, it's an amazing...
Connecting to your family story is easier.
Commercials. It's an amazing song. The story it's wacky, right? It's like, this has got to be a drug-fueled fever dream this guy had. But the concept is that a time-traveling scientist, a physicist or what have you, his wife gets hit by a car, and he builds a time machine expressly to go back to the day she died and save her. It goes completely haywire, like they do, because any science fiction will tell you, you don't F with the timeline, Doc Brown. Marty! You know, you don't screw with the timeline. But it goes fabulously wrong. And as a result, he is sent back in time to like the time of the dinosaurs. And, you know, I'll just run it. But then he gets shot forward again, and it's the end. It's the apocalypse. It's zombies. You know, it's like Book of Revelations type stuff. You know, there's a great dragon that's ruling the end of the world. Really reads like Revelations and you know, Elijah, the end of the world books of the Bible. But here's the one song, The Broken Bride. But there are definitely some Christian overtones to this song.
15 years I race against the constancy, the speed of light, the diagrams in haunted sleep, frozen sheets in bed, my dreams, your garden grave, I'd climb inside, hold your bones and slowly die, the cooling space inside your chest, my broken bride, you never breathed again, circuits fail, the cosmic strings like rubber bands, I lose control, they snap, I fall through mist and mud against my face, a taste of blood, the world is strange, the stinking earth and giant trees, through heavy air, a demon shrieks, what have I done, what hell is waiting for me?
sorry that I just blew a segment on a song, but totally worth it. I regret nothing. Okay, totally worth it. I would do it again. I really do love that album. Check it out. It's Ludo's Broken Bride. And here's why I wound up playing a song that I really liked from like 10 years ago. Because I read something so pants-shittingly stupid. Sorry I didn't get to my censor button in time on that one. But so pants-crappingly stupid that I had to. And, we're just going to go ahead and trigger the alarms right here. Yep. There we go. Warning, warning. The HoloNet is about to show you some pants-shittingly stupid stuff. This is not a drill. Apply duct tape to your head immediately in order to avoid your brain falling out of your ass. Thank you for your cooperation. Yep. This is ridiculous. Okay. So, Politico.com. A Darwinian approach to federalism. States confront new reality under Trump. President Donald J. Trump did not invent the Federalist system. And this is not a Darwinian approach to federalism. Okay? So there's a couple of particularly just breathtakingly stupid things that are put forward in this piece. And I'm going to give you my point of view here. I want to hear yours. Tweet at the HoloNet. Comment on this in Facebook, YouTube, BitChute, wherever you're hearing it. Hell, call up and email me. Phone number's on the screen, 480-442-6604. If it's funny enough, or if I think you're right, or you got a good point, I might play it on the air or read it on the air, okay? Again, 480-442-6604 if you want to call in. The Trump White House is doubling down on a strategy to govern the coronavirus pandemic, pushing authority and responsibility for the response onto the states. Iraq won! Okay. The responsibility already on the states. Constitutionally speaking. Already was. Any powers not specifically set to the federal government are reserved to the states and the people. Yeah. Moving on. As the virus spreads across the U.S., new hotspots emerge in Illinois, Louisiana, Michigan, and Texas. Senior administration aides have privately argued the coronavirus response is a test of local politicians' leadership and resourcefulness, with the White House acting as a backstop for the frontline state-by-state efforts. That's what they're supposed to do. Okay, the strategy is built on the idea that state leaders have the greatest familiarity with residents, hospitals, and public health departments. Which they do. As President Donald Trump and his allies, I am over here, as they argue, the approach could give, but it has a political subtext. Aha, they seem to say. The approach could give the White House an opportunity to extract Trump from future criticisms as the virus spreads through the nation to kill and threatens to kill hundreds of thousands of Americans. It could also backfire among Americans who prefer to see a firm national response. Hold on, I'll get your firm national response for you real quick. Hang on, I can get that. I have that. I have that sounder here. Hang on, let's get a good firm national response real quick. Have I got that? I've got the firm national response right in here. Oh, come on. Nope, don't have it in there. Let's see if I got it in here. Okay, I can fix this. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Jimmy and Susie. You don't want to know what they were doing. Let's see if we can get to the appropriate response. Have we got that response? They're going to run an ad on that? Seriously? They'll run an ad on anything but my channel. Look at this. Okay. That's better. It could backfire among Americans who prefer to see a firm national response to a disease that does not respect state borders. This is a Darwinian approach to meddling, that is states' rights taken to a deadly extreme, said Martin O'Malley, who apparently is a Soviet spy. The former Maryland governor who served for 8 years on the Homeland Security Task Force under the National Governors Association. Sounds more like the motherland. The better read of federalism is that the states and federal government work together when the U.S. is attacked, whether it's by Imperial Japan or a pandemic. What the fun? Did this guy just roll out Imperial Japan as a good example of when America is attacked, how the federal government and the state governments work together in perfect unity and cohesion under the power of a huge central government force, in this case brought to you by Franklin Delano on a wheelchair Roosevelt, who decided that the best damn thing to do was to take every single Japanese American citizen, strip them of any semblance of constitutional rights, extrajudicially, and throw them straight into concentration camps, because relocation camps? Bullshit. Call them what they were. They were glorified POW camps. Okay? One of the darkest hours in American freaking history, and the former governor of Maryland, Martin O'Malley, is using it as an example of federalism done better. Bravo! Next! For all the good work I see governors doing... Oh, wait, I'm missing something. There. For all the good work I see governors doing... There we go. Only the president has the intelligence and resources to tip the shores. I think he meant tip the scales. What the hell does tip the shores mean? The power to invoke the Defense Production Act. You mean like he did? And control over whether there are adequate stockpiles for the threats of our day in the FEMA reserves. The coronavirus in just a few weeks has injected unpredictability into an election year that Trump and his team are still in the early stages of processing. The president's advisors are, as would be expected in any administration, keeping an eye on how the policy will be seen through a campaign lens, as they try to best position the president to secure another term 7 months from now. This is a much longer article. Link will be in the description. Make sure you check it out. But as I said at the beginning, the warning is put in place. Wrap that duct tape firmly around your cranium to prevent explosive decompression when you read this radical exercise in totally missing the point of the federalist system. The state governments can and should possess the capabilities to organize their own responses to the coronavirus or to, frankly, most any crisis that may occur. The weakness in the American system is not states' rights. The weakness is a lack thereof of states' responsibilities. Okay? There was a story that I was listening to. It was a news report. I think it was on townhall.com. It was actually during one of Izzo's breaks. I was listening to him yesterday. And apparently an official in Louisiana, I believe it was the governor of Louisiana, was saying how, like with a hurricane or something like that, you know, the resources pour in from neighboring states and they're able to make up the difference when they don't have enough ventilators, for example, because help rushes in from the other states. But when something hits all 50 states at the same time, like a pandemic, then the other states aren't able to help. The federal government can't respond to all 50 states at the same time in such an overwhelming fashion as we're used to. As what we're used to is hurricane smashes into state X. Okay, I actually play a game called Victoria where the random event generator actually reads a little bit like that. You know, X plague or X natural disaster has struck X province. So we're used to dealing with things like that. Hurricane smashes into Texas. All the help floods into Texas from the states, the federal government, and from private concerns. Texas can do pretty damn well on its own. It's a bigger state. Most of the bigger states can. Smaller states that don't have great GDP, Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, insert small Midwestern state here. Hell, Arizona's a good example. Some states can't do that great of a job. I think Arizona uniquely does pretty well for the Southwest, but I digress. I think Ducey's doing a hell of a job despite enormous pressure for him to exert the heavy foot of the government, but he's very gradually ratcheting up the response, and I think that's wise. Back to my point. The individual states need to be better prepared to go it alone. I'm not suggesting secession. I'm not suggesting that the United States break apart. I'm not suggesting that the federal government do nothing. No. What I am suggesting, what I am imploring is that the individual states pull their collective heads out of their asses, stop funding these BS programs like underwater basket weaving being available at the local state college, okay, and actually use the tax dollars of the state to render some of these systems independent, to make sure that you have in-state the capabilities to handle most eventualities. Many states do, but some states don't. New York State is a good example of a state that doesn't, because it's so damn big and its people are already taxed to death, but it's corrupt to the core and to the gills, such to the point as they can't manage to handle something like that. This is not an experiment in social Darwinism. The White House and the administration are approaching this exactly as they should. The response needs to be funneled through the states and managed by the states, because the governors and the local legislatures do know better than the federal government what resources are on the ground and where they're needed most. So the federal government is the fire hose. The state needs to be the nozzle. Not a douche nozzle like they normally are and like Cuomo is. But they need to be the federal government is a reservoir of resources. Now you can just let the floodgates go and pour it in, and sometimes that works. But there's a lot of waste. And right now we can't afford waste. We cannot be hitting an anthill with a nuke. We can't be using a broadsword when we should be using a scalpel. The federal government is very powerful. The aid from fellow states is very powerful, but it's unwieldy. And you have to have that ability at the state level, at the county level, at the city level. It has to be directed by the people who know what's going on the ground. So yes, damn it, yes, the states do need to be responsible here. The states do need to be more prepared than they are right now, for the love of God. If anything, the coronavirus has demonstrated how critical it is, how absolutely crucial to the survival of the republic it is that our state governments get better at managing themselves, at managing emergencies, at not creating panic. Gavin Newsom, get out your notebook, buddy, because you could use a couple of tips in that area. Cuomo, you're not doing much better. President Trump and his administration have acted precisely the way the federal government is supposed to act in a scenario like this. You want something else? You want Turkmenistan instead? Where President Gurbanguly Berdimuhammedov, I almost had it. Berdimuhammedov, I think I got it right that time. Berdimuhammedov made the word coronavirus illegal. You want Hungary with Viktor Orban getting invested with unlimited emergency powers for an indefinite period of time? Do you want Argentina, perhaps? Or Venezuela? That's what I meant. Argentina's fine. Venezuela. Yeah. Maduro, baby. Do we really want to keep going to the federal government and going, tread on me, daddy, tread on me? No! We cannot sacrifice our freedom for the illusion of safety. Because then we deserve neither. It would be the greatest sin of our time. The greatest sin of America's history if we followed the advice of Gavin Newsom, who sees coronavirus as an opportunity to usher in a, quote, new progressive era. The governor started his answer by saying, forgive me for being long-winded, but we absolutely see this as an opportunity to reshape the way we do business and how we govern. And that shouldn't put shivers up the spines of, one party or another. I think it's an opportunity anew for both parties to come together and meet this moment and think more systematically, not situationally. Gavin, stick to Gavin in California. It's not what you're good at, but at least you won't do as much harm there. Folks, that brings our show to a close for this week. Remember, we have to keep our freedoms. Authoritarianism is on the rise again. We can't let it take hold here. The federalist response that President Trump is following is appropriate. The states must lead, and the government must support them. Good night. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Be safe.